name is Susan Cardillo. I'm Associate Professor of Digital Media and Journalism at the University of Hartford, and I teach sports production. That's what I would like to talk to you about today. Sorry I can't be there. My flight got canceled. They can't get me out till Monday, but I hope you're all having a wonderful time. I am fortunate enough to teach in the state of Connecticut, where we are the home to ESPN in Bristol and NBC and CBS Sports in Stamford. I teach 3 areas of sports production: TV studio work, field production, and live game day production. And this is all based on having contact with the sports organizations around me, asking what they want and need in their next set of employees, and building a program around that. So, TV studio work. I start with a sports spot. I want to be able to gauge how good a student is able to write, be in front of the camera, and edit, and choose proper B-roll. So I have a bunch of stock sports footage from games in the last few years at the University of Hartford, and the student has to go in and pick a segment and then write a sports spot about it. We put that spot into the teleprompter, and the student must get in front of the camera and read it, knowing that they'll be using the B-roll along with it. Then we go into the editing lab, and we edit that all together. This is great because it gives them an idea, even if they never want to be in front of the camera, what that feels like, to write the spot, what that feels like, and then, of course, to edit. And here's an example of that.
The men's basketball team was home against the New Hampshire Wildcats on Wednesday as they played their first game in 4 weeks. Were the Hawks able to soar to victory? Let's kick it to the highlights. The men's team does in fact get their first win after a month of no games as they defeat the Wildcats by a final score of 69-57. The Hawks were able to get off to a hot start by taking a 19-10 lead after the first 10 minutes of the game, and from there, their lead would never fizzle. They cruised to victory with the help from Tracy Carter and Austin Williams, who accounted for over half of the Hawks' points, with a total of 37 combined. Next stop for the men's team will be in Burlington, Vermont, as they take on the Catamounts in a rematch of the 2021 AE semifinal game.
So the young man you just saw in that last sports spot is Derek Bennett, and he just started with the ESPN Next program, which I'll be talking about in a little while. The next area we concentrate on is field production. They need to know how to work a field camera, how to research, how to edit and collect B-roll for their edits. So I have them go out and research an athlete and find a story that's outside their sport. They have to interview this athlete, collect B-roll. The young man you see in this picture is on our track team, and he lost his leg from the knee down when he was in middle school due to cancer. He's cancer-free now, and he runs track. Great story, super B-roll. And every one of the projects have to be exactly 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and that is because they air at halftime at our games, and they're also in the commercial breaks for our ESPN live coverage. And each segment is also featured in our bi-weekly sports talk show. So here's an example of that.
My name is Tracy Carter, Executive Director of Anchors Camp and co-owner. Here I was recently a member of UR basketball team, in which we ended up winning the American East Championship for the first time in school history. Got an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament for the first time in school history. Anchors Camp is a nonprofit, and it's a camp where we take inner city youth from out the inner city and we take them to a farm. Me and my business partner, Jim Newfrost. The farm sits on 200 acres, and we take the kids and we teach them trade skills, right, as an educational piece. On top of that, we take them horseback riding, golfing, and so much more, hiking, right? And the whole idea is to open their minds up to something new. It's important that we help these kids understand that there is more to life than that small radius that they live in. Once they understand that, they'll be able to make a decision for themselves. But it's our job to give them options. It started because of the untimely demise of my little brother, who was tragically shot and killed in a car, leaving a park rec basketball game. leading up to that, my little brother was a genius, right? Just like all of us, right? He was so smart he could take anything apart and put it back together with no know-how knowledge. Right now, Philadelphia is the murder capital. It's important that we find solutions, right, to resolve this because it's not affecting only them, but it's affecting their families. Go through life now, but then when you add going through life with knowledge of not knowing why something happened or not understanding why or not accepting why someone is not here when you think they shouldn't be here. It means giving kids an opportunity that I didn't give my little brother. But for me, it's about possibly saving other kids because I wasn't able to save my little brother, but maybe I can save the next young brother. There are many ways to help. The first way is donations. You can go to our website, anchorscamp.org. The second way is volunteering. Any help is greatly appreciated, right? Because saving the world is not just a single person thing; it's a together thing.
So the next area we look at is TV studio work. We have a show called Sports Talk. The students take turns being anchors. They write their own material. We use the segments, the field production segments, as different aspects of the show, and they put it together themselves. Then there's the live game day coverage. We have an ESPN trailer, and our students learn every aspect of working live game day coverage. The camera positions, technical directing, playback, graphics. They, as part of the class, only one game a week, and then they get paid for any other game they work, which makes it a very popular class. They must rotate all the different positions during the semester, and they learn what they need to know. Some of my recent graduates, Kyle Conti was both my undergrad and he was my graduate TA, and he now works for NFL Films. Ryan Kelsey and Derek Bennett are both in the ESPN Next program, which again I'll go into in a moment. Kyle Corbliss is with Major League Baseball, and Emmanuel Vasquez is with graphics at ESPN Espanol. And my most recent is Kayvon Morgan, who is now the social media coordinator with the Boston Celtics. He was supposed to be my grad student starting last fall and called over the summer and said, "Oh, the Celtics want me to come work for them." It's like, well, you must go then. This is the ESPN Next program. I'm sure most of you probably know about it. If you don't, there's a Vimeo on it. I don't have time to show it to you now, but excellent program. It's recent college graduates. It's an 18-month program. It's housed here in Connecticut out of Bristol, and you work for them for 18 months. It is a job with benefits, and then at the end of 18 months, 96% of the people that they bring in stay with ESPN. During the 18 months, you rotate to different positions, and then you actually work with a team to pitch ideas to the CEO of ESPN. So it's a great program. If you don't know it, learn about it. If you do, get your students involved. It's really cool. These are the people I work with most of the time. As you see, the top 3 are all in Connecticut, which makes my life a whole lot easier. I spend my time connecting with all these people, seeing what they need our students to learn, seeing how I can get my students in, whether it's from internships or jobs. We're in the midst of it right now. We have 3 more weeks left of school, and we're actually taking a trip, a big busload of students down to NBC Sports in Stamford at the end of April to see the new facility there and meet and greet with some of the people that work. These are some of my most recent alumni. They work in many facets of the sports and media world. I look to them to let me know who's being hired and how they're being hired, and to get my next set of students in there, as I'm sure you all do. Our alumni are one of our most powerful tools in getting our students work. And this is me. If you would like to talk to me, there's my email address. Please feel free to contact me. I'd love to hear what you're doing. I wish I was there to answer questions and be part of this, but please reach out. I love teaching sports to young people. There's a lot of jobs out there. They're fun and fascinating, and students just are really passionate about this kind of work. which makes me passionate as well. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it, and best of luck. Have a great time at DEA and NAB, and have a drink on me.